How do I know if I have insulin resistance? In this video you're gonna know how. What's up guys, Dr. Borja Bandera here. This is your medicine, nutrition and exercise channel. If you are a new viewer, if you are a newcomer in this channel, don't forget hitting that subscribe button. In previous videos we have talked about insulin resistance, a common and dangerous condition that is associated with hyperglycemia, high blood glucose levels, and hyperinsulinemia. We chat about physiopathology of insulin resistance in previous videos. We explain why it happens and how our cells become insulin resistant, mainly our muscles and liver cells. But today we are going to talk about a different thing, a completely different thing. And that thing is, how do I know, what tools do I have to know, to assess if I have insulin resistance? If this is a dangerous condition, I want to know if I have it or not. Okay? So what tools do we have as individuals to suspect if we have insulin resistance? Okay, come with me to the wardrobe. Two words that describe quite well insulin resistance are silent danger. Okay, danger because it is closely linked to several diseases, several conditions that are life-threatening, and silent because it shows no clear symptoms. Okay, it's not like the heart attack that you feel chest pain. It's not like migraine, it's not like an allergic reaction, it shows no clear symptoms, okay? So probably if you are insulin resistant, you won't realize until your doctor tells you. But we have some signs, some early signs of incoming insulin resistance. The main one, the first one is visceral fat accumulation, okay? And why is that? There is an hypothesis, very easy to understand, that says that we all have a threshold of fat accumulation. So when you live in a overfeeding, chronic overfeeding state, when you live in a hypercaloric society, when you live in that environment, you start accumulating fat in your adipose tissue, your adipocytes, those cells whose main function is to accumulate fat we are not going to use, exceeding fat, okay? But at the end of the day, if you continue accumulating fat, we will reach a threshold, okay? Until we touch that threshold, we have been accumulating fat in a healthy way, okay? But when we go through that threshold, we start accumulating fat in unhealthy places, in unhealthy sites like our heart, or kidneys, or pancreas, or liver, or our gut, okay? And that produces a cascade of elements of pathologic features that transforms insulin resistance in a real danger, okay? And then we have some indirect signs of insulin resistance, sometimes dark patches in your groins, in your armpits, or here behind your head appears. That is called acanthosis nigricans and is closely related with insulin resistance. If you see your armpit become darker, probably you are developing insulin resistance. Which are some associations of insulin resistance? I have said that is silent, but I have said as well that is dangerous. Why is dangerous? We have some pathologic conditions and physiologic conditions that are closely related with insulin resistance. The physiologic ones are, for example, pregnancy or ketogenic diet. in pregnancy, we want to send the maximum energy, the maximum resources, the maximum nutrients possible to the growing newborn in order to maximize its survival chances. In ketogenic diet, our muscles don't need that much sugar because they are using fat and ketones as fuel. So other organs like our heart or our brain uses preferentially glucose, so we become naturally, physiologically insulin resistant in order to redirect glucose to those organs, to those novel, important, vital, crucial organs, right? Those are physiologic conditions linked to insulin resistance, but we have another compendium of pathologic conditions associated with insulin resistance, like the metabolic ones, obesity, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes. But we have as well other conditions like PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, AD, Alzheimer's disease. Some dementias are closely related with insulin resistance, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, okay, liver fat, cardiovascular disease, sorry, this is in Spanish, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. Concretely, there are some kinds of cancer that are more related to insulin resistance than others. Endometrium, breast, pancreas, or colorectal cancer are closely related with insulin resistance. And now the most interesting part of the video, the practical tools you are gonna use to assess if you have or not insulin resistance. How do you diagnose insulin resistance? The problem here is that the common test that your doctor is gonna use to know if you are insulin resistant or not start deteriorating when it's too late. Okay, A1C hemoglobin and basal glucose, fasting glucose, are the two more common tests we doctors use to know if our patients are or not insulin resistant. But just before your lab test shows something is wrong, there are many physiopathologic issues that are starting to happen. Your cells become insulin resistant years before that goes wrong. Okay? But one index, one way to assess if you are insulin resistant or not, that is very practical, okay, very ready to use, is waist to height ratio, okay? Your waist perimeter in centimeters related to your height in centimeters as well, okay? If you have a waist to height ratio that is greater than 0.5, you are in danger of having insulin resistance. And the higher this number is, the more probabilities you have to be insulin resistant. Okay, so you should maintain waist perimeter at least half your height in order that index is less than 0.5. Okay. Another lab test that doctor use to see if a patient is insulin resistant or not is OMA insulin resistant model, OMA-IR, okay? And what does OMA-IR means? Basically, it means how high my fasting insulin should be to maintain healthy glucose levels. When you become insulin resistant, progressively your fasting insulin levels become higher and higher and higher to maintain glucose levels stable. But we reach a point when that high levels of insulin don't keep glucose level stable and glucose goes up. So we have hyperglycemia and hyperinsulinemia, right? So an OMA value of less than 1 means insulin sensitivity. An OMA of more than 1.9 means moderate, mildly insulin resistance, and an OMA value of more than 2.9 means overt insulin resistance. Next thing you are gonna to ask your doctor is show me my fasting insulin levels. Less than 3 means we have too little insulin in blood, okay, and that is not good because it could mean that you are diabetic and your pancreas is not producing enough insulin, okay. Less than 3 is pathologically low. Between 3 and 20 we find the more or less healthy range. When we are closer to 3, we are healthier than if we are closer to 20, because more than 20 means overt insulin resistance. And the last lab you're gonna ask your doctor is fasting triglycerides levels, okay? Higher than 150 and you probably are insulin resistant. Less than 150 and the odds are that you are insulin sensible and your cells still react to insulin as a hormone, right? Okay guys, thank you for watching. That's for today. I hope you have learned something. Don't forget subscribing if you are new in this channel. See you in next video. See you on Instagram. See you on Patreon. Stay healthy and strong.